down anymore. But you know, like he say, you know, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because every
Canelo Alvarez has started training early to ensure he is mentally and physically prepared to welcome the first undisputed world champion in multiple weight classes. Despite the clear weight disadvantage, he knows that Terence Crawford will move up 2 weight classes to face him in the 168-pound division later this year. This fight will likely be the toughest test of Alvarez's career. To prepare for this challenge,
more weight classes, like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down.
Canelo has introduced new training methods designed to counter Crawford's in-ring mobility, boxing skills, and counter-punching talents. Alvarez has been intensely focused on his training to avoid a loss, which would be his third and, more significantly, would cost him all of his titles. Such a defeat might also signify the end of his dominance in the sport. When previously asked why he continues to box despite his numerous achievements, Canelo has consistently responded with his love for the sport.
We're on the same topic. What do we think about this fight with Canelo and Crawford if it's at 168?
Him saying it's an easy fight, he's out of his damn mind.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you're the most...
I love boxing, he said. When you're one of the best fighters in history and very successful, you don't have to work. You could retire today if you wanted to. But I love boxing, and I love being in the ring. While this passion is genuine, many fans hope Canelo retires on a high note, rather than after a humiliating loss to a fighter from a lower weight class. Known as Canelo, Alvarez is the first and only boxer in history to become an undisputed champion at super middleweight. Since 2020, he has held the WBA, Super, WBC, and Ring Magazine titles, later adding the IBF and WBO belts in 2021. However, he lost one title after avoiding a mandatory challenger. Canelo trains 6 days a week during fight camp, taking Sundays off. His rigorous schedule includes 2 daily workouts.
Last fight is a 50-50. So Canelo fights an undisputed champ, up-and-coming former champion, and an up-and-coming undefeated contender. And somehow those 3 last opponents are somehow compared to Bud's Madrimov fight, making it a 50-50.
Mornings start at 6 a.m. with breakfast, followed by a quick nap to recover for his afternoon training. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are reserved for boxing-specific preparation, including shadow boxing, jump rope, and heavy bag exercises. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, he focuses on sparring sessions. Canelo has described sparring as the most challenging and engaging part of his training. For strength and conditioning, he incorporates both body weight and weight training exercises.
To meet him, that's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He will take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I'll take it as high as I can go. I'm done.
Exercises, ensuring he's physically prepared for a fight of this magnitude. Recently, Canelo has bin sparring with notable fighters like Teofimo Lopez, the super lightweight world champion, at a camp near Lake Tahoe. In a viral video, Canelo is seen practicing his moves, working on...
I was gonna put the beats on him like Dr. Dre.
Do we get a knockdown from Canelo, or does Bud knock down Canelo?
Nah, Canelo's not going down. You could hit Canelo with a Louisville slugger. You're just gonna smile at you.
They ain't say gonna beat him like the beats of Dr. Dre.
Yeah, he's gonna put the beats on him like Dre.
On defensive techniques and sharing strategies with Lopez. His coach, Eddy Reynoso, supervises these sessions, demonstrating the strong partnership between them. Canelo and Reynoso's relationship, which began in 2003, has been one of the most successful and enduring partnerships in boxing.
Respectful for Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, you know, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
You know, it's crazy when you ask him about that because you say, you're much...
Under Reynoso's guidance, Canelo has grown into one of the world's top pound-for-pound fighters, winning multiple world titles across different weight classes. As for Crawford, he appears focused on this historic fight despite the size disadvantage. Some analysts, however, question
Once the fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but like I say, he's a way.
Crawford's ability to compete at super middleweight, as his previous fight at super welterweight lacked the dominant performance fans anticipated. Nonetheless, the potential matchup between Alvarez and Crawford has captivated boxing fans, promising an incredible display of strength, speed, and skill. Canelo traditionally fights twice a year, in May and September, coinciding with Mexican Independence Day celebrations. With his May fight behind him, speculation surrounds his next opponent. While some favor a bout with Terence Crawford, others suggest contenders like David Benavidez, Christian Mbili, or even William Skull, despite complications with mandatory challengers and stripped titles. Trainer Robert Garcia recently remarked on Crawford's intentions, suggesting the Omaha fighter seeks this bout for the significant payday it promises. Crawford knows this will be the biggest payday of his life, Garcia stated. Although Crawford has already achieved much in his career, this fight could serve as a crowning moment or a closing chapter. Ultimately, whether Canelo faces Crawford or another contender, this fight will undoubtedly contribute to his legacy and the ongoing narrative of one of boxing's greatest careers.